welcome to My So Bliss. Today I'm excited to share with you a tutorial on how to make the most darling fabric gift bows. These are so cute and I think so fun and unique. Great for holidays, birthdays, all year round, like whenever you need a celebration. And I love that they're reusable. Yeah, it's gonna be so fun. So I did not make this pattern. Audrey from Cotton and Bourbon came up with this. It's a free pattern. First of all, I can't believe she did that, but she put all the measurement and info on it. So I'm gonna have you go. I'll put a link down below for her website and where to get the pattern, but I'll have you go there and download it. She has the information there, sizing, all that fun stuff that you're going to need. And then we can make these together. But I just think they're so darling. I loved following her on Instagram and seeing her process of making a bunch of them and the different sizes that she came up with. They're so cute. So I just knew I had to try it out and make some. And I wanted to share them with you guys as well, because who doesn't need some little fabric bows in their life? They're just so fun. Okay, so this green one is the large. So this is the largest size that she made. Like, if you see how big my head is, it's a great size. So we can make some birthday hats or something with it. So that's our largest size. And then I'm going to show you how to make, this is the medium size. No, it's the small size. I made the small. This is the small size. I'm like, that's a big difference. And then I just had to try it out, even though today was the first time even like making these bows and trying this out. I tried her tiny bow, and I will say it's not my best. It's a little wonky, but like, how darling is that? It's so cute and so little. So this is the tiny. There's also a small, so there's a tiny, mini, small, medium, large. Okay, so I made the small, the tiny, and the large. I want like one of everything, and I want to make them in all the fabrics. So like perfect for scrap fabrics. Even this, I'm like perfect for scrap fabrics. The large one I made out of a fat quarter. I had a little less than a fat quarter actually, so you can get away with even less than that. So they're the perfect like scrap buster and just the perfect little addition to any gift. I'm imagining putting these on all my Christmas presents, and it just makes me really, really happy. So make sure to check out Audrey's pattern that she made. Again, it's free, awesome, amazing. I can't believe she did that. She did all the work of putting the numbers together, so I will not be sharing any of that. I want you to go download that first, and then we can come back and make them together. And she also has a video I will link as well with some great tips and tricks that she shares in making these. So it's just gonna be, I think, a fun pattern, and I want everyone to see it because I just love that she did this. So let's get started. Once you have your pattern, your fabric cut out with whatever size you're gonna make, you have options. I do suggest not making the tiny one first. Make like a medium or a small or a large. It's less crazy, but they are fun. So once you have the fabric ready to go, you are all ready to get started making your fabric gift bows. So let's get started. Once you have your fabric cut out and ready, we're going to do some ironing. So first of all, make sure it's ironed really nice. I did put starch on it and then ironed it. And now we're going to take our pieces, and for each one, you're going to fold up 1/4 of an inch along the long edge and iron that in place. It doesn't have to be completely accurate, so you don't have to like measure along the whole thing, but you do want to make sure it's ironed really nice and flat. After you have that 1/4 inch ironed, you're then going to fold all of your pieces in half, enclosing the raw edges, and then iron that. Now, if your pieces aren't laying like really nice and crisp flat, kind of like these little tiny ones back here, I would spray them with the starch really well. And then I do not wait for it to dry. I'm not sure if that's good or bad, but it works for me. And then press it again really well. And it just makes it lay so much nicer and crisp. It's going to be so much easier to work with. After you have your pieces ironed, we're then ready to start folding. You want to make sure to have some pins nearby. I tried using clips. I wasn't loving it, but maybe we'll try again. And that's just going to hold it until we can glue it. Or if you want to like even hand stitch it down, you totally could do that too. So we're going to take one of the long strips. We're going to take the folded edge facing your body, so facing towards you, and your thumbs on top like this. And we're going to twist that bottom so that it comes under. I'm going to take the tail and twist it under, creating that point. And I'm going to kind of shape it as I go. So here, if I pull it tight enough, it's going to create that point right there. So what I did, I took it, I twisted it, and I'm going to take it under, and that fabric end is going to go on top of our strip. And here, if I lay it parallel with it, like straight across, it's not going to be much of a point right there. And that's more about preference. So if you want it more at a point and give it more give or bounce in that, you can also kind of angle it differently. And we'll shape it later, but I just want to focus more on the point right here. And once you have it placed how you want it, so it's kind of, mine's kind of at a diagonal. If you see these raw edges right here, it's kind of at a diagonal. I'm just going to stick a pin right in that for now to hold it in place for us. And again, this doesn't have to be perfect right now. We're just getting our points made. So now I'm going to do it again. And this time I have, again, the folded edge facing me, but now I have one point on the end. So I'm going to come down just a little bit farther and do a similar fold. So I'm going to have my thumbs on top. I'm going to fold it under, and I like to keep that tail on top as well. And again, look at the point right here. It's kind of folding weird underneath, so I'm going to play with that for a second. Okay. And you can kind of figure out the spacing here as well. Like if you want it tighter, just pull it tighter. If you want it looser. And this will also like play around with the different sizings that she had. But I'm gonna get this, if I can get that little spot to lay flat and create my point. Again, it's gonna be more like at an angle here. I like that, I like that. So I'm gonna pin that in place. And we're essentially making an equilateral triangle here. So you can see my two bottom points, and now we need to make this top point. So I'm gonna turn it so that, again, the fold of my fabric down here is facing me, and it's ready to go again. One more time, we're gonna create that fold. So thumbs on top, I'm gonna flip the tail of the fabric under. I'm going under, and then I like to flip it under, like, and so it comes on top of it. And fold, find my points, kind of adjust as needed. So you do have this long tail. Now you can cut this. One thing I found on the larger size that I made is I could even just fold it under and tuck it. This is a little large for this small bow. I feel like it would make it too bulky, so I am gonna trim it. But you can see, like right here, I could even tuck it under and then glue it if you want. I do like that she has pinking shears and shows just pinking the edges. That's also a great option, so you don't have any fraying going on later. but I'm not too worried about it since I'm going to be gluing all my edges down. I think it's going to work okay. So I think, checking my point here, I think I like that point. So I'm going to pin that in place as well. And then I can set that one off to the side. But see how that made that equilateral triangle? It looks really nice. I'm really proud of that one, actually. Sometimes my brain gets a little confused. So if you get a little confused, just watch it a few times. Look at the pattern she has. Look at her video. Look at all the different ways of people doing this. And I feel like it gets easier and easier, and it kind of will just like click in your brain. Because now we get to do the exact same thing with this other long piece so that we can create like the offset to go on top of it. So I'm going to take my piece and fold it under, thumbs on top, make sure my folded edge, then fold it on top. And see how I always want to tuck it under, but I found with like the gluing process and just the look of the backside of it, it's nicer when it's on, this fold right here is on top, like on the inside. So keep that in mind. I really like how that tree lined up. Want to keep that. Okay, and then we'll pin that in place as well, if I can, without sticking myself. Okay, that did not pin very well, so let's try that again. Okay, pin. And if, like, once you get it, I feel like you can totally glue as you go, too. Like, I feel like the shifting maybe won't happen as much. Maybe that's what I'll try next time, is gluing as I go so that I don't have as much shifting. Okay, so have that triangle in place, and now we're ready for our next one. So fold facing me, thumbs on top, do a quick little loop here, fold slash loop. I'm gonna tighten this, make sure that needle's on top. Okay, and then work on my point right here, get that all pretty, and pin again. Okay, and there's the bottom of my equilateral triangle. Okay, one more time, we're gonna take it, thumbs on top, twist, twist, and have that on top. This one I feel like I'm a little wonky, so I might need to unpin and kind of angle that differently. Okay, let's try that actually without a pin, because my equilateral triangle was not looking equilateral. It wasn't looking its best. So I'm gonna try this. Okay, I think that looks a little, that's gonna hold a little better. So pin that. One thing like I love about these wool mats is I could just like pin that in place. It's not gonna move. And then I could trim this baby, tuck it in, and then with that bulk gone and out of my way, I can stick the pins actually through it and actually hold it how I want it. So I like that a lot. One thing that she says in her video is like the fold ends up being at the point, and that was really helpful to me, remembering every time when I made my triangles. So keep that in mind. So you can kind of see it's kind of smushed flat right now, but we'll get there. That's how it's gonna line up. It's gonna be really good. I'm excited about that. And then this, make sure I did this right. I might, this is like one of those things where I should have like fussy cut it better. I might need to go make another one, because I wonder if one of these would work. I would just really love this little Christmas tree with the bulbs to be right on top. Is that possible? I don't know. I might need to go cut another base. Oh, this one's kind of cute. Maybe I should do this one. And the nice thing about this that she made, it's so that you can kind of adjust as you need to what size you like. Okay, that I think is gonna work really well. So this, we can pin if you want, but again, the pinking shears are really helpful here as well. Or you could just like tuck and fold and then glue. The pinking shares just make it so there's less worrying about the tucking and folding. Especially when they're so little like this. After doing the big one, this one's kind of crazy. I'm like, oh. And it's not even the smallest one. I still have a small one to do. Okay, I think that actually could be very cute. So now I'm going to get my glue gun ready and get ready to put it all together and get this out of the way. I have this tempered glass mat that I like to use. It works really well with hot glue because then I can just like peel it off. So that's super nice. It's from Cutterpillar. I have an affiliate code that I will put in my description of this video if you're interested in something like this. And it's a swivel mat. So underneath I have the cutting mat, and then on top I just have the tempered glass, which like I said, I love. Use for lots and lots of things. You can iron on it, and then the hot glue can go on it but still come off. So good things. So now I'm just gonna go around and put glue where my pins are, and just kind of glue those edges down, make sure it's not shifting. It's kind of glue wherever you want, basically, to get the look that you want. This is also, once I take the pins out, I like the fluff, like I want these to be big and fluffy. So as much as I can, I'm not gonna glue the points down, but just hopefully enhance it enough that it still is poofy but doesn't come apart on us. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay, let's get gluing. After you have all of your pieces ironed, we're then going to glue them together. So obviously you're going to want those equilateral triangles to be opposites. So perfect like that. I just like to glue right here in the middle. Just put like a big glob of hot glue. So then it leaves those points to stay large and beautiful and fluffy. I don't know if fluffy is the right word, but I'm going to use it. So push that in place. Make sure, yep, everything's looking good. Might need to tuck a few things, but now we have that middle loop. And I'm just going to glue it right in the center, just like I did this other one with a glob right in the middle. I'm gonna leave it so it stays big and beautiful for us. And then hold that in place right through the middle. And you can go around and check, make sure there's no other spots that need gluing, kind of fluff it up a little and finish it off. Okay friends, once you are done gluing the pieces together, you are all done with your fabric gift bow. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Make sure to check out Cotton and Bourbon. I think she has the cutest bows that she's made. I feel like hers might be a little better looking, but you know, for some of my first bows, I think they turned out pretty cute. I'm excited to make some more and put them on Christmas presents this year. I think that it's going to be super fun and unique. So I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and to subscribe for more sewing tutorials, tips, and tricks. And I will see you guys next time. Bye!